Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Khyati here. Just to give you a brief background, I'm a Montessori trained teacher and I've worked in 3 different countries. I've worked in US, India, Sri Lanka, and currently I reside in Melbourne, Australia. So I wanted to come here and give a quick discussion. Let's have a quick discussion about things that people always ask about Montessori. They always don't understand these 5 things about Montessori. The first thing is, why is there mixed age group class? Why is there a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old together? Why is there a 6-year-old and a 12-year-old together? Secondly is, why do they have the children in the same classroom for 3 or 4 years? Third, why is there no rewards given? There's no stickers, there's no stars, there's no great job boards around. Fourth question that I get asked is that why do they have any arts and craft, or they don't have any arts and craft in the class? Is it just academics? Do they just keep working the whole day? And the fifth one is that all the children are doing their own work in the classroom. So how does the teacher know where is every child? So let's get started. The first question was, why is there mixed age group in a Montessori classroom? So Dr. Maria Montessori really believed in creating communities. It's like a home environment, even at school. So that's why it's called Casa Bambini, because it's home for children. And if you see at home, there's an older child, there's a younger sibling, and they all know how to be together in harmony. And that's exactly what you see in a Montessori classroom. The younger children learn so much from the older ones, and the older children learn how to be compassionate, more empathetic with the younger ones. So if I was in the classroom and some child needs to open the lunch boxes or something, and the older one would just help in, they'll come and say, hey, Miss Kathy, don't worry, I'm going to open that box for them, or I'll tie the apron, I'll tie the shoelaces. And that really helps, because there's a community happening, there's conversations happening between the younger child and the older one. There's a lot of thank yous that happen, there's sorries that happen, and that is what you want. You want a community, because Dr. Maria Montessori really believed in life skills, like a complete life skill education rather than just giving academics. So that's why this mixed age group. Now coming up to the second question is, why is the child in the same class for 3 or 4 years? So this is because the child, as soon as if you really notice in a normal traditional school, as soon as the child is more comfortable, the teacher really knows the child, it's time to move on. And then you can never take the child to the next level. But there's a really nice bond between the directress, that's what a Montessori teacher is called, the directress and the teacher and the child. So the first year that they're building that trust for each other. The second year, the teacher looks exactly what the child needs. What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? Where do you see them need help? And that's how the teacher starts nurturing the child in the class. So it's a very beautiful bond that directress and the child builds together. And it is very important. If you see that my child absolutely trusts, my daughter trusts her teacher, and they have a great community happening there. So that's why it's very important to have the same teacher, so that they can take them academically, emotionally, and personally into the next level. Now, coming up to the third question is, why there are no rewards given in Montessori classroom? If you see, there are no boards with the shiny stickers, there are no stamps given, keep up, good work, nothing. Because Dr. Maria Montessori really believed that you do work for your own self, and no child is compared in the class. Everyone is doing individual work and they're getting better for their own self. And this goes really well for long run, because when you grow up, you're never doing things to please people. You're doing it for yourself. You don't need pat on your back for a good job. You don't need appreciation, because you have a lot of self-love and you do things for your own self. So you don't wait for the boss to say good job. You don't wait for your parents to give you like a reward for what things you do. These are things that you're supposed to do no matter what. So all the chores in the class or all the work that the child does in the class is for himself, to get better. But when they show it to the directors, the way this appreciated is really nice. It's not just said, hey, good work, good job. The teacher will take a little time and say that, hey, I really like those colors that you used. I love that brilliant work. I really like that you tapped the hammer correctly into the nail and you did that little woodwork. That woodwork looks so neat and I can see your patience. So those appreciation was more for what the affirmations and acknowledging the hard work, but no superficial compliments given in Montessori class, and no stars, no comparison is ever done. Coming to the fourth question, are there any crafts or are there any fun activities in Montessori class, or is it just academics? If you go and see a Montessori class, you'll see the children are just working, like working and working. It is because children like to work. For us, mentally, this is it's a chore. We think, oh, sweeping and cleaning windows and watering plants is a chore. But for them, that is work. It is satisfying. It is more satisfying than playing with a toy. But yet, saying that, there's still crafts in the class. There is a beautiful corner placed with amazing art things around. So the children always have a choice to choose that once in a while. They know how to do sewing, they know how to do knitting, they learn how to do, they make their own necklaces, there's craft. So there's a lot of craft and art activities. They even have the leaf cabinet, they'll trace all these shapes and make, it's called metal insets. So yes, there's craft, there's art, but there's even a lot of emphasis on exercise of practical life, which is kind of a free play with a lot of intention to it. So everything in Montessori environment has a lot of intention, a thought given to it, and kept it in a way for the child to really have some kind of development, whether it's brain, it's hand motor skills, it's concentration. Coming to the last question is that how does a teacher remember which child is at what level, because each child does its own individual work. So if you know a Montessori classroom, that every child does its individual work, but the teacher follows the child. So when I see, when I was in my classroom, there were 24 children with one assistant that was given to me. I knew exactly where the child is and what is the next need. So when the child comes at 3 in the environment, first point of a teacher is to get their hands ready, their fine motor skills ready, their concentration a little longer, their body to be ready to do longer activities. So the whole idea is to do a lot of sensorial work, which is working for the senses, and that's what they're very keen on. They're very sensitive towards their senses. So a lot of sensorial work, a lot of exercise of practical life, and there is a little log that the teacher would write it down, and there's a little flow of activities too. So teacher knows exactly if they finish this work, then it comes to this work, to this work, to this work. So there is a little system to it, and at age of 4 they start to slowly start to do the sounds, the sound games, a little reading, then comes the writing, math comes along, and once they do addition, then they know how to do subtraction, then they do multiplication. So there is a log and the teacher exactly knows where they are. There are a lot of children who would be in the same place, so they have group activities too, where they work along together. And there is a little circle time that happens every day, where also the children come together and the community is built. So it's not like the child is completely by himself alone in the class, but there is a lot of those activities which have specific time with the teacher, with the child, doing one certain activity and getting better at it. And there's a beautiful log, and if you see any report cards from the teacher, you will feel like a mother's written it. It's so well detailed. There's certain things that you will know exactly that this teacher has paid attention with their emotional level, whether it's their IQ level, everything is personally taken care of. So I hope this helps, and Montessori's been there for 100+ years. So if you have any questions regarding this or something, please DM me, and if you like this video, if this has helped, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for listening.